From the Journal of Calico Black, mercenary swordsman and bodyguard of Bartimaeus Nemo. Never told a lie this long before. Don't think I like it. Ford's a good partner. We always done good work together. I could barely believe it when the egghead came to me and sang me the whole spiel, down to the nitty-gritty details. The way he holds his head when he talks, the way he faces down a raging bull without even flinching, just grins and cocks his fist back. Couldn't possibly be the same guy. But the egghead makes a good argument, and so I called him in. Never thought I was good at lying, but I guess you pick it up. One of my many skills. Ford took it like any other job, needling at the egghead and turning up shit like the knucklehead he is. Even now, looking at him across the boat, I can barely believe it. I'm sorry, Ford. I don't know if I'll be more sorry if the egghead is right, or if he's wrong. This isn't something you just wish on somebody. If it's true, if you are what he says you are, forgive me, but I need to see it with my own eyes. Hello and welcome to Roll Dice and Cry. This is a tabletop podcast. We don't have a tagline yet, except for the we're going to roll dice and you're going to cry. Whether you will cry from tears of joy or tears of sorrow is to be seen. My name is Zachary Frederickson. You can find me on Twitter at ObfuscatingGod. I am your GM and host for today. Joining me today is Emily Riesbeck.
Hi everybody, I'm Emily Riesbeck. You can find me on Twitter at The Blue Valkyrie. You can also find webcomics I write at bluevalkyriecomic.tumblr.com, and I also have some comics on Tapastic, which are linked on Twitter.
Sloan.
I'm Sloan. You can find me on Twitter and Tumblr at FC, and I hope that you'll cry at my rolling incompetence.
Nice. Chander.
Hey y'all, I'm Chander. You can find me on Tumblr or Twitter at ChanderClear.
Mari Costa.
Hi, I'm Mari. You can find me at Marinskos on Twitter. I have a new microphone, and also, I guess, a webcomic at perrytale.com.
And Nora.
Hello, I'm Nora. You can find me on Twitter at Snorahoot.
Hell yeah. Today we are returning once more to our burgeoning campaign in Dungeon World, which is the game written by Adam Coble and Sage Latour, based it is a hack on the game Apocalypse World by Devens Baker. It is one of many hacks. There are many like it. This one is ours. Today in Apocalypse World. No, Dungeon World. What I forgot to do last time was to read out the principles and agenda of us as players here in this game. So let me find those real quick. Shit. Oh, it's at the top. It doesn't say... Okay. So our agenda today is to portray a fantastic world, to fill the characters' lives with adventure, and to play to find out what happens. Also, as a GM for this game, I have a number of principles. Those principles being to draw maps but leave blanks, to address the characters, not the players, to embrace the fantastic, to make a move that follows, to never speak the name of my moves, to give every monster life, to name every person, to ask questions and build upon the answers, to be a fan of the characters, to think dangerously, to begin and end with the fiction, and to think off-screen as well. So, in the matter of thinking off-screen, no. In the matter of beginning with the fiction, there we are. I've been thinking a lot off-screen. But you're going to think about the fiction that's on screen, which is the fact that you have arrived on this island, this strange island that should not be here. You have traveled through this island to find a number of very strange and unusual sights, including statues littering the forest, as if they had been hiding in it and merely turned to stone. Strange eyes in the trees. Some sort of spectral figure that is either following you or guiding you through this forest. And now a large stone keep that you have found your way into. The ceiling has gone from being solid stone to grates. And around you there are these large pieces of metal. Like ingots. Stacked up in piles. As far as you can see. There's like a few different kinds, but there is one that is like the most. It's not steel, it's not iron, it's not copper or bronze or brass. It's not gold.
Is it titanium?
Yeah. I don't think we would know what that is.
It's called Zara metal now.
Zaronium. Fontanium. That's really good. Okay. Keeping that in the pocket for now.
That is a really good name.
Okay. Well, I do make a mental note to call it Fontanium when I come back with this discovery as the discoverer.
You gotta beat Nemo to it.
Well, I think I already have.
Yeah.
It's right here. I sort of am muttering, and I think maybe Adeline. I think you maybe hear like me go Fontanium.
Nice. So yeah. And this is just not piles like haphazard, but like stacks of this.
Is there a way up?
You can try to look around and see one.
Okay.
You want to try to discern realities?
I can. If...
You go. I've done a couple.
Yeah, and I'm here thinking about Fontanium, the new hit metal that everybody wants.
Hey, it's an 8.
All right, sick.
So with an 8, I get to ask one.
Uh-huh.
Well, what here is not what it appears to be, I guess.
Okay, and that's basically like you're trying to find a way out, maybe?
Yeah.
All right.
Like a hidden door.
Yeah, it's kind of a hidden door. There's a latch on the ceiling above you. You couldn't reach it, but Ford could.
Yeah. I point out to Ford, like, pull.
I go and pull it.
All right, yeah. It doesn't come down because but you feel the latch. There's like a panel of the grate above you get a little wobbly, and if you like push at it a little bit, it'll like shift over to the side, allowing you to climb out if you so choose.
Oh, I think we choose.
Absolutely,
Yeah, for
we
sure.
choose.
Yeah.
All right. So you come out in this gigantic hall. You are coming up from under the ground, under the floorboards, basically. Of this huge hall with this massive vaulted ceiling filled with pillars keeping it up. Very similar to the Dwaro Dove, the Bridge of Khazad-dûm, the sort of Mines of Moria style hall from like Lord of the Rings and stuff. And this building, you can see up into the air, there are a few points where the ceiling has cracked and the noonday sun is filtering down. But it is still so big as to be almost like oppressively dark. Dim, at least. It's like, yeah, the sun is in the air, but the hole is so far away that it's still getting dark.
We still have torches, right? At least Ford has? Yeah.
I just mean like in terms of like
Yeah, for sure.
lighting.
You said there were windows?
No. There's no windows. There's holes in the ceiling.
I see.
From where
Like
the ceiling
other
is
buildings
collapsed.
had like boarded up windows, so I thought
Yes.
this one also had it. Okay.
This one does not.
Sick. Are there statues?
There are some. So from what you can see, you're off to one side of this large, expansive hall. What you are actually next to is the forge that you were in that building has been replicated here, but it is like 50 times bigger.
Oh.
There is an anvil that is maybe 20 feet tall.
Giants.
There's like a big, huge furnace that you can see some stuff in. like burned down embers, but like it's still. You think you can still see like flickering in the embers
Whoa!
through the grate.
I'm gonna gulp like nervously, and I'm gonna sort of say, clutch on to Tuku. It's been a minute. I'm gonna say,
Okay.
Who do you think could have used that big forge? I point to it.
Someone pretty big.
I love Tuku very much.
She's so good.
She's a very simple cat.
There are like tools built to scale of this with this forge.
Yeah.
Like kind of sitting down on the ground next to it.
So the forge is flickering?
Yes.
Oh god.
There's others, and you can see there's other like stuff in this hall, but like it's further away that you can't actually see it.
Well, fortunately, it's not too late to go back down the tunnel and back out the forge and do an expedition outside, like a normal one.
Radiant runs to the other side to see what's up.
Oh my god.
I want to yell hello.
Don't do that. No.
Ford's very confident in his ability to be able to punch whatever this is.
Oh boy. Okay, so let's do some different things first. Ford, you yell hello, and it echoes so much. It echoes like crazy. But no, nobody answered. Radiant, you run across the whole thing.
I just want to see what's opposite of the thing.
Can I stop Radiant from running before I check for traps? Just like grab him and be like, oh, wait.
I can let you know that there's not going to be any traps in this building.
Okay.
So if you just like narratively, like you could just misses him and tries to stop him.
Okay.
But it's okay. It'll be okay. I promise you that.
He thinks this is wicked cool, and he wants to see what's on the other side.
It is pretty wicked cool. So you run, and you get to the other side, and you have to run for a while to get to the other side. Also, It's a very big, very broad.
Do they lose sight of me? Like,
Yes.
Is it dark enough for that? Oh my god! Sorry, guys.
I start going after him.
Yeah, I line up to go too.
Radiant runs before anybody notices, so we're gonna have him do his thing first.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah.
So you run across to the other side, and you see this huge map,
Ooh.
like not kind of put up like a fresco on the wall.
Mm.
Is a fresco the one that's got like thousands of little pieces of glass?
No, that's a
Mosaic?
Mosaic.
Stained glass. Stained glass is the one? Or
No, stained glass is if it's a window.
Oh, okay. Yeah, mosaic is correct. Yes. Thank you.
Yes. So yeah, it's this massive mosaic that is the archipelago. But it's not just the archipelago you know. A lot of the archipelago on the map is recognizable, but also like looks bigger. And there's like other stuff near it. There's other islands around it that you don't know about. You don't recognize. There's also a bunch of symbols all over this map, and like routes that spiderweb across, and like there's like bridges that are on this map that you know don't exist.
You're overestimating Radiant's level of geography that he has.
I mean, you wouldn't know it exists either way, but this
Yeah.
way, like
Yeah.
But here's one thing: is that spot where Galeria and Valentina and Castellon all intersect and become low tide is not on the map.
Huh.
Oh no, I was gonna have him point and be like, "That's my house,"
Oh no.
and he can't.
He goes to do it and just like, oh.
Oh, no, there's nothing
Right.
there.
But Radiant, you do hear something. It sounds like footsteps to your left.
That's the bad direction, right?
That's deeper in.
I pull out my spear
Mhm.
and I get ready to fight something. Like, that sounds bad.
You look and you think you see like an armored form walking away from you, and like almost immediately vanishes into the darkness.
Okay, I want to chase that then, because that's the motherfucker that my friends don't believe exists.
Oh, we're your friends. We're your friends.
Yeah.
You're hanging out. Radiant's the kind of guy who hangs out with you one night and watches like TV and is like, "Oh, you're my best friend."
Yeah.
I love him.
Radiant's best friend, Zara.
So you run and like, here's the thing is like, you can kind of like dim light, like you get a little bit of awareness of the stuff around you, like you're passing pillars and stuff, but things are like looming up out of the darkness, and finally a big pillar looms out of the darkness. And this one is different than the others because it's not a square or a circle. It is carved in the shape of a person.
Okay.
Would you like to describe that person?
I know what they look like.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you do.
Yeah, that sounds correct. It's a big man in a suit of armor, right? Correct?
Uh-huh.
Yes. Yeah. This man looks like a combination. Looks like if someone made a Disney-ish version of Jason Momoa is the closest.
Okay.
So wait, you mean like Maui?
No, because Maui has like.
Wait, Maui is
build.
The Rock. What am I, out of my mind?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Maui has a different build. He's not as huge as Maui, but he's pretty big. Bulky. He's got like a full beard and like longish hair, like very curly longish hair. He has like a big pauldron on his right, one of the shoulders, that's got a bunch of spikes on it. Very like sea urchin-y. He's decked in full armor, and on his chest is the symbol of Cella.
Yeah. And so this is a statue of Palaban. No, not Palaban. That's your other character. It's a statue of Ipathes Zelazeri. Shelazeri. Paladin of Cella, and the last person to hold that mantle before you did.
Radiant is losing his fucking mind.
Yeah. Here's another thing that's going to make you probably lose his mind more, is that there's a pedestal at the foot of this statue, and there's a shield on it.
I just want everyone to know that my parents started watching a movie in the next room, and like some very dramatic music just like started playing when you said that.
Nice.
Great, thank you. Radiant approaches like cautiously, like what? He's super excited about it, but also it's like what?
It is a little buckler. It would be a buckler on Ipathes', but on you it's a normal size, like, shield. And it is polished to a mirror sheen and coated in a strange blue metal. It's got Cella's symbol on it, and it feels like you should pick it up.
I do that.
Hell yeah. It feels good in your hand. It feels better than your old dirty shield. Piece of wood shield.
Yeah.
Garbage shield.
Garbage shield.
Stinky shit. Bad shield. Never did anything right.
Yeah, but a terrible shield. Nothing like this new shield that I love immediately.
Yeah, it's got some special abilities, but we can get into those in a little bit.
Yeah, of course. Radiant is gonna run back as fast as he can to tell his friends, but I don't think he knows the way.
Yeah.
I mean, we're walking after him, right?
Yeah,
like,
you're
gonna come in on this soon.
You're looking for him now. Like, you run into him. I think he like runs around. It's like, where? Whoa. And then like Ford's like, Radiant.
Can you actually run into us? Like collide into
Physically.
somebody?
That'd be really good. Like he turns a corner and like slams straight into Ford's like leg.
I catch him if he stumbles. I catch him immediately.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
Look what I got. Look at it.
Are you okay?
Oh shit.
I'm great. I'm super good.
That's like your symbol.
Yeah, look, it's so big and it's great. It's a
Where
shield.
did you get
find
that?
that lying around here?
It was like on a pedestal, and then Ipathes was next to it, and it was whoa, it was like, whoa.
Why don't you show us where this was?
Yeah, come on. And he starts running again.
I sort of like
Wait.
point and try to get everyone's attention at the big map of the archipelago, but they drag me along.
Slow down.
And like each of you, as you're walking around, following Radiant, have like this kind of like idle urge to like peel off a little bit.
Interesting. I'll take that. I'll bite.
Yeah.
I look over in the distance, and I sort of something catches my eye like a little gleam. I think to tell my team, my new friends, but I think that they'll probably be okay, and I walk towards it.
All right. So this is the part where we're like, hey, here's the actual thing, or one of the actual things. You find yourself a statue. Would you like to tell us about the person the statue depicts?
Yes. So this is an elf. She is very tall, very slender, and if I had to give my own like touchstone for this, it's gonna definitely be Shiny Chariot from the show Little Witch Academia, but as an elf. So sort of like shortly cropped hair and a very traditional like witch's hat, and a very like flashy and almost to the point of like gaudy outfit. And she's striking a pose that is absolutely like a showman's pose. Like, look at me, look at what I'm doing, and be amazed.
Mm-hmm.
What was the name of? What is Adeline's last name again?
Fleetwood.
Right. Okay, I needed to remember. So this is. Should I say the name?
Yeah.
Arto Clearwater, and she is another one of the Titans, just like Empathy was.
Yeah. And she's cool. And so that must be. So if she's got her hand in the air as part of her pose, because she's also a pillar. All these statues are carved out of pillars. She's holding the ceiling up.
Yeah, exactly. I was actually thinking like she's got a big staff in her hand, and maybe like that's also holding. That's the thing that's holding the ceiling up specifically.
Mm-hmm. I can dig it.
But it could also be sort of like sort of carved into the pillar, but not completely the pillar. You know, because the staff would be pretty thin. So if it's a load-bearing pillar, it might not be a good idea.
Yeah. On this pedestal, you find a book. This book is heavily encrypted with a variety of ingenious ciphers and dastardly codes. However, somehow you can read passage of it just fine. And this one's less complicated. You just get a +1 to spout lore about magical effects and arcane phenomena.
Ah, cool. I don't have room for this. I'm at 8 out of 8.
Sounds like you gotta drop some stuff. I think maybe it clips to your belt.
Yeah, I could also just drop the bag of books.
Yeah, bag of books are still useful though.
Yeah, okay. I could just be like, well, don't need these anymore.
I've got one book.
Let me just close this window in my life.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I take the book for sure.
Hey, where's Zara? Where'd Zara go?
Don't think about it too much.
So you're all standing at Ipathes except for Zara, who's over at Arto.
That's ARTO.
ARTO. Clearwater. Who's the next person to get drawn away?
I'll wander off once I'm sure that Radiant's okay.
Yeah. Radiant seems pretty stoked.
I want to say that that Adeline goes last because she's writing a ballad about Radiant, and he's excitedly talking about this thing that happened to him, and she's like, and keeps looking off to the side, and then looking back at him, trying to keep her attention on him.
Mm-hmm.
Once Radiant shows us the statue, I'm going.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you like to tell us about who you find?
Sure. I think Ford wanders off away, and there's a statue of a woman. She's wearing what looks like robes, very, very, very simple ones. She has long hair and a very kind face.
Anything else? Is she just kind of very unadorned? She's not particularly
No, she's just very, very simple setup.
Human.
Human. Yeah, and she looks serene. Like, she looks very, very calm.
And what's her name?
Her name is Mirage Adventine.
Nice. That's a good name. So there is a thing on the pedestal here. It is a lightweight, intricately articulated silver gauntlet.
I'd pick it up, yeah.
It's weird. It didn't look like it was going to fit your hand. Once you pick it up and like put your hand in it, it's fine.
Nice.
It is
kind of test it.
way more solid than you expected. It's a lightweight, intricately articulated silver gauntlet. It's surprisingly solid, imparting a grounded and assured sensation when rolled. You take +1 when you defy danger with wisdom and constitution, motivated by the strength of your convictions. It's called the Steady Hand. For the record, the Zara is yours. The Spellbite's Grimoire,
Nice.
and Radiance is the Bolt, I guess. It gives you a +1 when you defy danger with wisdom and constitution, motivated by the strength of your convictions.
And the bolt?
Bolt, I guess, is complicated.
Oh, boy.
When you take damage that is negated by your armor, you instead choose to take the full damage in exchange for dealing 1d6 lightning damage to your attacker.
Ooh.
Oh, it's
love
the...
it.
Oh, God, what's that? There's a move like that for the Tempest Cleric in D&D that's, like, super good.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm much more used to running D&D games.
No, I like it. I'm into
I was
it.
love
really
it.
I'm telling the audience. Everyone is gonna get a magic item in a second.
Yeah.
So who's next? I guess it would be Tuku, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Tuku's like, well, if there's valuable shit here, I gotta find it before anyone else.
I'm gonna find some stuff.
Yeah, Yeah.
Where's my cool shit?
yeah. So she wanders off.
And you find the Bolt Aegis.
Let me see that. Just pulls it out of his hands.
And the pillar statue that she ends up at is of this very stern, noble-looking Koshaki,
Huh?
who looks a little bit more like a fox than a cat, just like a little foxy
Yeah.
appearance,
Mhm.
wearing armor.
What kind of armor is it?
I think it'd be a little bit like a samurai armor,
Uh huh.
a little bit,
Nice.
with like that kind of an influence.
Like sort of like lacquered like plates, sort of like
Yeah,
aligned in strips.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, like standing very tall, like
Regal
back straight.
almost.
Yeah, and I think there's like the crest of the former Koshaki Emperor family
Ooh.
somewhere there.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And what is her name?
Dominica Valerie.
She is also a Titan. All these folks are Titans,
Yes.
obviously.
Which you've heard of.
Yeah.
We've heard of them. We've talked about them so far.
It's weird. One of them isn't. It's just like a statue.
Yeah. Ugh.
This is Jeffrey. He's the janitor.
And so what you find on this pedestal is two things. Two brass bands. One of which is about the size to go around your arm, and one of which is about the size to go around your finger. Ring and an armband. They are both polished to very much shine, and they are emblazoned with the crest of a bygone era, which I guess is the crest of that old empire.
Yeah.
So, while wearing the armband, you may give the ring to another character and take +1 to defend them and their possessions.
Oi!
Conversely, the bearer of the ring takes +1 to aid or interfere with your actions.
Oh.
That's neat.
This is
Nice.
called the Liege's Bond.
That rules.
Oh my god.
That's so cool.
You
I
get to
love
have
that.
a minion. That's so hot. Give it to what's his name and make him do stuff for us.
Well, the thing is, you have to be the minion. You're giving
Yeah.
it to your liege.
Yeah, I'm the minion.
Oh, that's super cute then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's what you get. And then for Adeline, you realize that everyone else has like walked away, and you're just like, I guess I'm gonna walk away too. How's that go?
she like puts her hand on Radiant's shoulder and is like, I just need to check something, and just wanders off into whatever direction she's being drawn.
Mm-hmm.
And the statue she finds is of a thin human man with shoulder-length blonde hair and a pretty short tunic and thigh-high boots sort of situation. It's a lot.
When you say short tunic, do you mean a crop top?
Not that short. He's got tights underneath. It's fine.
Crop top and thigh-high boots is a look.
Such a look. He is looks very confident, charismatic, and his name is Ambrose.
Ambrose, what?
Ambrose. He hasn't got a last name.
Oh no.
It's Ambrose, like Cher.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it Ambrose or Ambrosius? I thought I remembered it being.
I wrote Ambrose.
Alright, Ambrose is good.
Yeah.
It's kind of modern, but I dig it. He was ahead of his time.
No, Ambrosius is the name he was born with, and nobody's allowed to call him that.
I see.
He has a bunch of piercings. He's very cool.
Oh, fantastic. That means that this works out perfectly. Because the thing you have is a choker.
Oh, good. He is wearing one. He is wearing one in the statue.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so that's how you know it's a choker, not an armband. It's a coiling stick that goes around your throat.
Oh, that's so good.
God, that's so cool.
We found the fucky type.
Yeah.
It is made of silver,
Ooh.
polished silver. Sorry, what were you saying?
I was just gonna say. I was trying to think of a way to describe him without saying he's the fucky titan.
he's the horny. That's what you're
Yes.
saying. What you're telling us.
He's the primo fuck boy.
No. Anyway, this is the silver tongue choker, and it gives you +1 when you parlay using grace or flattery,
Ooh,
and it automatically sizes to be perfectly comfortable around your throat.
that's very good.
And when it does that, it the snake kind of flexes.
I want to say that Adeline puts it on straight away, without really thinking about it, sort of the way she was compelled to walk over, and then is a little surprised when it fits automatically to the size of her neck.
Mm-hmm.
More than a little surprised.
Hell yeah. And so you've all got these cool things from these cool statues.
Mm-hmm.
Time to leave.
Yeah, let's get the fuck out of here. So what's the mood?
I'm pretty confused, but I'm happy to have a book. So I'm gonna sort of stumble back to the. I mean, I know that I felt drawn to the statue, but it's not keeping me here, is it?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna sort of stumble back with my book to that big map as because I feel like we should be looking at that bad boy.
Yes.
The mood for Radiant is Christmas morning. And as soon as he realizes that everyone else is getting a cool thing, he's running around to look at them. Just look at the cool shit.
Aw.
Yeah. Oh, you got a glove. Oh, that's really cool. I got a shield.
A book? That's less cool, but this is cool.
I got a shield.
It's so cool. You got a shield.
I mean, you're a nerd. I guess it's okay.
He's not allowed to
Get a
tell
cool
lies.
shield.
It's written in a language that no one ever else knows. That's pretty cool.
I gotta say, Ford is quietly in awe. The feeling you get when you walk into a really old and beautiful church. That's Ford's mood right now.
I feel like Zara's mood is the contact high of getting a gift is starting to wear off, and the suspicion of everything is starting to seep in.
Yeah, that sounds like a good thought to have.
Mm-hmm.
As you all continue to walk through this space, you realize that there's other statues here, but none of them are as well, kept as the ones that you found your items under.
Are there any more items, or just these?
Nope. The one thing that you do notice that the other difference is there is one statue that is shattered.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh God. I'm gonna turn to everybody. I'm going to say that this is weird, right?
I shrug.
I mean, it's an old
someone-
building.
Yes, but these are not old items. Look, and I flip through the pages. These pages don't have a bit of wear on them. Someone must have put these here for us to find.
But this is Ipathy. This is Ipathy's shield, and Ipathy's lived
Ipathy's
2,000
didn't
years.
exist, Radiant.
Listen, he clearly did. We'll just write a nice thank you note to whoever put the stuff here. And then we'll go, it's fine. Anyone got any paper?
I'm not going to spend adventuring gear on it.
I'm not going to spend my adventuring gear so that you can write a thank you note.
I don't know what's going on here, but this is all some sort of elaborate prank or ruse or trap or something.
Well, yeah, have we gotten trapped yet? Like for
Yes,
real?
multiple
No,
times.
like for real trap. Like it worked. Like it's stuck.
It doesn't matter whether our captor is competent or not.
Maybe we
Doesn't it?
I mean, it
Maybe
kind
we-
of does, though.
Maybe we could fight him off with these cool weapons that we have now.
Or
maybe
these
you
weapons
have a
are all
book.
going to explode or something.
Well, let me tell you, there's a big difference between a competent and an incompetent prison guard.
I have to agree.
I've never been to a prison.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
That is true.
Okay.
Alright, so what are y'all doing right now? Currently, you are in the main building of this keep in a gigantic hall with large pillars throughout the hall, carved into the likenesses of the Titans, ancient heroes of a bygone age. Your expedition force is outside currently because you found a back way in, and for safety purposes didn't take everybody in this potentially dangerous secret tunnel. So they are mostly outside. There is on one side of this large hall a forge made for somebody significantly larger than you, with a furnace that still burns slightly, with a lock on it. On the other side, there is a huge map of the archipelago, with symbols on it that you only half recognize from the back of your head, and routes and markings that don't necessarily line up with any that you know of personally. And then, to the north, there is the rest of the hall, as of yet, unexplored. What are you doing?
We got gifts.
You got gifts.
We got gifts.
We could get.
Got gifts. Those gifts being artifacts of the Titans, the said heroes of the bygone age that you
Allegedly.
allegedly
Allegedly. I want to make that point very clear.
that you found in this hall that seemed to speak to you in a strange sense. So what are you doing?
I think Ford looks around at everybody else and goes, well, if we die, I think it's gonna be worth it.
I agree.
I just want to once again bring up the fact, and by the way, I'm clutching the book. I want to make this very clear. I'm clutching the book. I'm not ready to let go of this book because I think it's pretty interesting. But I am going to say, I just want to make it perfectly clear that this is weird, and we're being followed, and somebody is trying to trick us. So I think we should go and find the door to this place and let in Nemo and Ernest and Nemo's bodyguard and, safety in numbers.
Yeah, let them get tricked too. Great idea.
Well, they've been watching us on this island since we got here. We need to reconvene with them and get back to the boat and maybe leave. Because this place is dangerous.
I was not being sarcastic.
Oh.
I have a suggestion, though. maybe let's not delve in that we found things. They might
Yes.
get some ideas.
No. That's a terrible idea. We have to tell them. Wait,
Do you want them to take your
Book.
What's that?
What's that?
So I feel like, how connected to this book do I feel? Pretty connected, right?
Yeah.
Is it okay? And I'm gonna say this is gonna sound worse than it is, but is it sort of like the One Ring kind of thing, where like I don't want to give it up? Well, maybe not exactly that. Not in like a negative way, but like I'm wondering, is my connection to this book strong enough that like something which like oh, you don't want someone to take that away would potentially like affect me?
I don't know. Is it? What? How important is this book to you?
Okay. I'm gonna answer your question by role playing. I look down at the book and I clutch it a little harder, like I don't want to give it up. But then I take a deep gulp and I say, we still need to tell them. It's too important.
Okay, so we tell them that you got a book, and I found absolutely nothing.
Yeah, me too.
Nothing.
Why would they steal from you?
Because they hired us to go on an expedition. So I'm pretty sure that there's some sort of legal technicality that says that whatever we find belongs to them. And I don't know about you, but I would sooner kill someone than let go of this gauntlet.
Aren't you getting paid already? You could just buy a gauntlet.
Can you buy a book like that?
Well, it does have a very strange text on it.
To be fair, I don't think that we're going to be able to easily hide. Well, me and Tiyuku maybe, but, Radiant has a big shield now, and you have a gauntlet, and you have a book, so...
I mean, we have, like, backpacks.
I had this book the whole time. This shield?
Yeah.
Yes.
How closely have they been looking at us? Seriously, I don't think.
Pretty damn closely.
I'm gonna like sort of grumpily stomp off in the direction of the door so I can open it.
I have a question. How closely does Radiant's new shield resemble his old one?
Not very much at all. His old shield, I think, was like a wooden plank, like a square wooden plank. Yeah.
Ooh,
okay.
What if, just a suggestion, what if Radiant's old shield was like a piece of driftwood?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of. Yeah.
Aww.
He painted the cello symbol on it.
Aww.
You can tell that he painted it on it because it looks bad.
Aww.
So I think as Zara's walking towards the door, Ford kind of follows her and is like, okay, so I'm pretty sure all together we can probably take them. So I think it's gonna be fine.
I'm with you.
Okay, so when you get to this door that you were on the opposite side of, just like, an hour ago, you see it is on this side, on tracks, almost. And there is a, large latch barring it.
Okay.
Oh,
sorry, go on.
No, you go on.
You say a large latch, do you mean like, I'm trying to think of what the technical term is for it's a big bar that's going across the door so no one can open it from the outside, right?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. How big is it? I'm assuming it's too big for me to just pull it off.
It is very big, yes.
Okay, so it's like giant size.
It's not as giant size as the forge, but it's big. Maybe like the whole group of you working together could probably lift it.
That sounds unlikely. Not sure what Radiant could do because he's so tiny. But he's kind of strong, so probably reach up there with the spear, poke it.
It's also got a some sort of strange like apparatus on a hinge of it. Like it's. I don't know how to describe this to you fantasy people, but it looks like it might be like motorized.
I see. Ooh. Like a garage door?
A little bit.
Okay.
Can I get close to it and sort of inspect the technology of it and see if I can figure out how? I want to see if I can figure out how it works, like what triggers it.
Yeah. Using the let me see this thing.
Sure.
Yeah. I think you, being a person of engineering, can see that. Like, yeah, it's like you can see maybe like peeking in. You can see like the belt around it on the inside of the door that is like pulled by pulley to like crank it open.
Mm-hmm.
But right here on the door itself, you don't necessarily see the apparatus to do that.
So let me see that is when you take a few moments to examine something interesting, ask the GM two of the following questions. The GM must answer truthfully. I am going to ask. I think the answer is pretty obvious, but I'll ask just so my character knows. What does this do?
It makes the door open.
Right. What's wrong with this, and how might I fix it?
Well, right now it's like it's not powered. I don't know that it's powered down. It's definitely in like, if this place had an energy saver mode, it would be the state that it's in right now.
I see. Can I see what exactly is powering this device?
I guess you can see like what. So what you can see is that there are to the side of the door. There's like a cable that goes back into the wall that connects it to the door.
Cable that goes back into the wall that connects it to the door.
Yeah.
So it looks like it might be electric powered.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm familiar with electricity.
Mm-hmm.
I turn around and I say, there's a mechanism in there that I think might open the door, but it doesn't look like it's powered up right now. I pull off my like broken glasses and I would say, if these were still working, I might be able to power it up with these, but well, as you can see, they're not. So,
and that is no one's fault.
Well, no, it's my fault. I'm my bad for that. But can't we just go outside back the way we came and bring the other two in here? Like, I don't see why that's so much of a problem.
That's actually a good point. Yeah, I suppose there were no other traps on the way in, but getting out might be a little more difficult.
Yeah, there is that good old climb.
All right. Here's one thing you can do. I don't know if you looked super closely, Zara, but you have a move called jury rig.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking I could use that, but I figured since I already looked at it, I'd let someone else try to come up with a solution.
I mean, no one else has the move jury rig.
My thing that I was gonna suggest was have Ford throw a radiant at the bar to try and fucking get it off.
Ford was gonna offer to punch it.
Yes.
So, you know.
Well, hold on. You're right. I'm gonna think for a moment. I'm gonna say, well, maybe it's not broken too bad, and I pull out like my little tools and start tinkering with the glasses, hoping to get it working so that I can attach the electrical energy of the glasses to the door to power it. I believe this is going to be, I shouldn't say the move, but jury rig, right?
It is jury rig, yes.
When you quickly fix, repurpose, or fabricate a device on the spot, describe what you're doing with it and roll plus int. Okay? I rolled a 10, so hooray!
Nice.
Ooh.
Wait, no, I rolled a 9. It already rolled that for me.
It did already roll that.
Oh.
Okay, so choose one. It'll work, but not for long. You'll need to hurry to take advantage of it. It works, but there's a weird quirk or complication to it. Or it'll work, but it needs some juice. Spend 1 charge. I'm going to spend 1 charge. It needs some juice, and now I have 2 charge.
Yes. So one of your little batteries goes down by 1. Or is it like you have 1 battery that powers all of your stuff, or is it you have like each charge is a battery?
Yeah, that sounds good. I like the idea that like each charge you can see like the liquid draining out of it,
or at least dimming when you expend the energy.
Yeah,
that it then has to like come back up.
So I think, okay, so I've thought about this a little bit with the fact that they're electric, like alchemical goggles. I sort of like reach up to this because I've still got them on my head even though the lens is shattered. So I reach up and I tinker with it a little more. Then I put it back on my head. I reach and on the side I pull out like a little like sort of USB port kind of thing, and I zip it in to attach it to this machine.
Mm-hmm. And it's less. It's kind of like a suction cup that like zaps effectively. Yep. Yeah. Fantastic. So Zara does that, and you see like a little flash come from the wire that connects it as one of her batteries dims, and then the door lights up for a second almost. There's okay, so there's like in Atlantis, the Lost Empire, and in Breath of the Wild, Legend of Zelda, like the old Atlantean and Chica technology has like blue Tron lines basicks on them.
So good.
And for a moment, as you do this door bursts into light, and like all those carvings that were on it before were like the lines for these intricate glowing channels on it as that latch zips up and the door slides from side to side, letting in a lot of sunlight. You were previously in a rather dimly lit area, and there's this rumbling as these doors slide open, and then you see the rest of your party out there. The Expeditionary Force. Nemo, Barnabas Nemo, Calico Black, Eustace Flint, and Jameson points the way. And Nemo just kind of throws his arms out to the side and says, "Fantastic!"
We've got a problem.
Okay. What's the problem?
We are being followed, and this whole island is probably a trap.
Okay. Nemo walks in anyway.
Wait, sir?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I believe you didn't hear me correctly. We're being followed, and this whole island is probably a trap. They had these viewing devices that they were looking at us through, and there was the figure we saw earlier, and now, and I hold out the book, and I say, see?
I agree. We have a problem. Zara is very paranoid.
Nemo picks up the book out of your hands and flips through. He grabs he grabs it quickly, not necessarily violently, but snatches it and starts flipping through it as fast as he can. And he swears under his breath. And he's like, "I can't read a goddamn word of this."
What do you mean? I grab it from him again and I say, "What do you mean? Of course you can." And I flip to one of the sections I can read and I point to it and I say, "See, look, it's clear as day."
Oh. Okay. Can you tell me what that says?
I say, "Sir, I understand that you're the scientist here, and I'm just your assistant." But I don't think we ever established that. But
you're what?
But sir, I'd appreciate it if you didn't patronize me.
What was Tiku saying just a second ago?
Tiku was just gonna give Zara this "I told you so"
he gives you kind of a funny look, and he says, "I'm not patronizing you. Now, if this is a trap, it seems like we should probably try to figure out as much of this stuff as possible before we have to escape. Right?"
That's the second smart thing you've said.
That doesn't make any sense. Why don't we just go back to the boat and call for help?
Who would we call?
By the time someone gets here, it'll be too late.
I feel like it's pretty obvious what's going on.
Oh?
The Titans are all still alive, and they left us all these relics so that we can continue their work. And they're alive and they're super old. They're like grandparents, and they can't do it. My grandma has a hernia. She can't do anything.
Ford puts a hand on Radiant's shoulder and goes, "That's exactly what it is." And then, like, gives everyone else a look of, like, don't ruin this for him.
I am rubbing, like, my 2 fingers between, like, on the bridge of my nose.
Fucking Nemo was, like, pinching the bridge of his nose.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. We'll both pinch the bridge of our nose.
Yeah.
Simultaneously.
That's a science thing. If you're not a scientist, you're not allowed to pinch the bridge of your nose.
Nobody tell Radiant Santa isn't real. Please.
All right.
Your grandparents.
Listen. I am reasonably certain that this island is not a trap. Whether or not there's somebody else on this island is completely immaterial in that. Besides, that's why we hired adventurers. Isn't that your job? To deal with traps?
Oh.
Yeah.
Not really. I'm a paladin.
Well, we got a stockbreaker here. And I think Radiant and I can take most things in a fight.
Yeah.
And Adeline here had a pretty deft hand in shutting down whatever was on that wall.
Yes, I did that all by myself.
Another trap.
See? Fantastic.
Yeah, we're
doing
fine.
great.
I think that if we leave now without knowing what is going on, then that's just... Isn't that worse? I think we should find out what's going on.
I vote for that.
Good.
Now let's go look around, huh? And he like pats Zara on the shoulder and walks further into this area.
Ford gives Zara like a look, like, what did you expect?
I sort of sigh, and in a huff, I start looking around.
All right. So everyone else comes in too.
Yeah.
Jameson is like a little twitchy. It's like, oh man, I really didn't help a lot at all, did I?
You're good.
You sure? Because this is kind of like, leading people through the forest is kind of my deal, and I was just in the back of the line the whole time.
Well, you can look around here and then lead us back.
Okay.
This is almost like a forest.
Yeah, it's like a forest where the trees are stone and look like
And
big
evenly spaced.
people. Evenly spaced giant person trees. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like just kind of follows after Nemo, who was like taking very detailed notes about all of the statues. And then Eustace and Calico come in. Calico like all immediately like walks after Bartimaeus. And Eustace, who I totally fucked up the voice of last time, and who I'm going to do the right voice this time, comes in. And he says, "This is wild."
Ooh, he sounds cool.
Yeah.
Sounds like a cowboy. I like it.
I'm Eustace Flint. I'm a cowboy. I'm a blacksmith. I fix boats and trains.
He's a bugbear, right?
He's a bugbear.
Oh, God, I love him.
He's great.
He's big and fuzzy. And he was just like looking around. And he goes, "Shoot, what is this?"
We don't know. There is a very big forge, though.
Oh, shit. Is that the... Oh, that might be where they got me then.
Yes.
You want to show me where that is?
Right this way.
Alright, cool.
Wait, did they
Fantastic.
already know there was a forge here?
I don't know. I'm a blacksmith. You think they told me shit?
Okay.
You and me both.
I feels like my question is still a little bit valid. I'm actually gonna ask Nemo. He feels like the boss here. Dario's in here. Did you... Are we the first ones here, or did they... Eustace is a blacksmith, and there's a forge here.
Yes.
That's a coincidence?
I would say that it is the payoff of a very well-educated guess by a very good guesser.
Or some people died here.
Well, I don't think anybody died. Well, somebody might have died here. Listen, so you guys know the Titans, right? And he rubs his face.
Yeah, of course.
So, as is the situation with legends, heroes, and history, things are a little fuzzy with the Titans, right?
Well, no, I know exactly what happened, but go on.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
The rest of us don't. Do you want to enlighten us?
Yes, actually. They defeated a great evil that came from either the depths or above, one of those two. And one of the two. And then they disappeared because the evil wasn't there anymore. And they retired, and now they're old people and they're living here.
Okay, so you don't actually know anything more than us.
I know the stories, and the stories are true. Why would someone just lie about history?
Fair. The thing is, the stories might be true, but they are criminally vague. We don't know what the evil was. We don't know how the Titans defeated it. We don't even know where they went after they did. But there's some people who have been making some guesses for a long time. And one of those guesses was that the Titans had a fortress that would only appear at certain times. And that was where they decided to leave their stuff. And look around you, folks. I'd say we were pretty spot on.
So you think there might be more stuff to be found?
Yeah, unless you think a book is the last legacy of the Titans. Come on, folks. And he tosses it back to Zara.
Indeed, only a book was found. Oh, yeah, I hope we find the rest of the stuff.
Radiant is still carrying the big ass shield.
I look a little hurt, and with like tears stinging my eyes. You know that like no, actually it's not okay. So I say well, I've got a different theory where all this is just some fabrication, tricking with our heads, making nonsense up in order to trap us and take our gold or our livelihoods or our lives even. And this, and I hold out the book and I say, and this is just an elaborate part of the trick. And the Titans were just from stories.
I don't have any gold.
Listen. Zara.
It's simple. I can't say Occam's razor. Occam doesn't exist.
Sure exists.
It's simple. It's just the simplest solution is probably the likely one.
Oh, that's really smart. Did you come up with that with yourself?
I call it Zara's razor.
Yeah, did you call it Zara's razor?
What's more likely? That all of this just appeared out of nowhere one day, and it's been gone for thousands of years, but it's somehow mysteriously more advanced than any technology we've seen before, or that someone has just made an elaborate prank.
This is very elaborate for a prank. This is clearly a very old structure.
Yeah, listen, Zara, if you're really that concerned, like, I'll walk around with you and punch stuff, if there is stuff. Which I don't think there is.
Yeah, that would be quite a long con.
Yeah, I think that if they were trying to trap us, they'd probably do it, off the coast, or before we even got here, because this is pretty extra. Mm-hmm. This is a little too much.
You just, picks up an ingot of the weird metals, yeah, I ain't never seen shit like this before.
Listen to the smart man.
Do we know what was here before the island, or did just no one ever came here before?
No, the open ocean.
Oh. Huh.
This island was not here. This is a well-traveled part of the sea.
Yeah. Radiant is way too stupid to ask this, but so I'm not sure if I can ask this, but I do want to know if there's any signs of this place being underwater at some point. I'm not sure if I'm the one who should ask this though, because
I was thinking that. Is there any water damage?
What you could ask is this a gift from Chella? Did did Chella, because you're his lovely, best, good paladin boy, did Chella send this up from the depths of the ocean?
That's
because
very
he knew
good.
how strongly you believed.
Yeah. Chilla, is this my birthday present?
Can you ask Chella that?
No,
Chella,
I
you
can't.
should
I need
have.
I need another level.
No,
Yeah.
meaning like you can like use that thought process to yourself look around and try to extrapolate. Was this underwater?
Sure. I guess somehow Radiant was quick up to that conclusion. Can I do like a discern realities or something?
Yeah. If you're like looking around, looking for water damage and stuff.
Yeah.
Or like to see if algae is growing.
Yeah. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or is anything filled with water?
Is anything filled with water? Yeah. Roll it.
Sure. Let me just open my thing. Here it is. It's wisdom, right?
It is wisdom.
That's an 8.
Alright, so it's an 8. So in the basic moves, you can ask one question at the Discern Realities list, which are what happened here recently, what is about to happen, what should I be on the lookout for, what here is useful or valuable to me, who's really in control here, and what here is not what it appears to be.
A few of these could work for what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Let me try and think what Radiant would want to know.
Mm-hmm. So on a 7 to 9, you only get one of those, but you get +1 while acting on.
I think if he's going from the standpoint of my god that I believe in did this for me, I think he'd want to do what here is not what it appears to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or what?
Either that or what happened here recently. Making decisions is so hard. I'll do what here is not what it appears to be.
Okay. So, as far as like the island being underwater thing goes, this part of it at least wasn't. Even if other parts of the island were submerged, this structure is pristine. What here's not what it appears to be. What else is not what it appears to be?
I mean, it's possible that everything is what it appears to be, and that's the interesting thing about it.
Yeah. I mean, everything is very old. Nothing here is fake old.
Yeah.
Oh, here's something. If you go over to like look around where Eustace was, because remember, speaking of being submerged, there's still like embers in the furnace, which would not be the case if this place was underwater.
Wacky.
What?
Wacky.
Anyway, you realize that those are not moving rapidly enough to be embers. There's just some small glowing lights in there.
That's interesting. Can I go look at them? Or does anyone else want to do something first?
Has anyone checked out the big map yet? I'm not misremembering that nobody's really looked at that yet.
You are not. No one has really looked at that yet.
Adeline wants to look at the map, but I'm happy to wait until after you investigate your glowing lights.
Yeah, I also want to look at the map when Adelaide does.
Yeah.
I guess y'all can be looking at the map while Radiant walks over to the...
Radiant wanders off to look at something that's glowing and pretty.
Yeah. Yeah?
I mean, Eustace is on that side too. So it's not like he's doing it alone.
Yeah.
So y'all, let's do the map thing first. Y'all look at this map. It is a map of the archipelago. But as I've described, it is different in a couple of ways. The archipelago is relatively smaller on this map than most maps that it is on that you've seen, because there are other island chains on this map. And among those other island chains, there is one island in the center of all of them that looks like it's to the north. There's also markers on the archipelago that you can see that is they're definitely map markers. They correspond with some location, but not ones that you can recall necessarily knowing about. At least not without a roll or something. Other than that, there's like routes that like roads or whatever carved onto them, and some of those correspond with current roads, and some of them don't.
So my
I think Ford's.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say my starting move is that I can ask the GM when I enter an important location for one fact from history of the location. Is there anything like that about the extended map?
So this is when you enter an important location, your call, you can ask the GM for one fact from the history of that location. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a fact here, which is like, this map it's the oldest map you've ever seen. I'm not sure what other, what the specific fact is about that.
That's fair. So there's any extra secrets that my elf eyes can see.
Extra secrets? I mean, you can tell that there's it's like this thing is notated, and it's in a language or like a code that you don't understand exactly, but it is notated. And so if you could figure out how to read it, you might get a better idea of what's up.
Can you copy it? Is it copyable?
Yeah, if you have enough time and a thing.
Can I try to figure out if I've seen this style of map or dialect before? Because Ford spent a good amount of time looking at old maps and star charts and whatnot.
Yeah. Do you want to roll a spout lore on that?
Yeah.
Okay, and I think we talked about your astronomer move giving you just a +1 to spout lore on astronomical situations.
That's plus int.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 5 + 1. That's a 6.
We're fighting
Ford's
now.
Nope.
Not great. No, you don't recall, unfortunately. And here's the other thing, is that you spend so much time, you almost you ponder it so intensely that everyone else near you sort of starts pondering too. And you're muttering to yourself and absorbed in thoughts as Radiant starts looking at this furnace. And Radius, this furnace has a lock on it.
Oh.
Like a padlock of some sort.
Is it I forgot the word in English. Barred off with bars.
Yeah, there's a grate that you can vaguely see some glowing lights behind.
Yeah.
The grate is locked.
Mm-hmm. Is it a big giant grate?
Ooh, yes. What do you mean?
It's is it giant sized also?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not so giant sized that you could slip through the spaces though.
Okay. Can I attack it? Can I try to break it is the question.
Well, the thing is that when you get close it starts to rattle.
Oh no.
Yeah. And those glowing embers that you saw before get very close to the grate.
I touch one.
All right.
Yeah. Uh-huh. An idiot.
You do what?
I touch the embers.
Okay. Take 1 damage.
Mm-hmm. That sounds fair.
It's hot, and you also. Well, so here's what happens: is you touch the ember, and it's hot, and it burns your little thingy.
Aww.
And then it starts to glow brighter, and the rattling turns into a pounding, and the gate smashes open.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And inside there are 2 between 8 and 10 foot tall figures.
Oh no.
That had been sprawled on the ground that are now raised into their full height, and they look like shard skeletons.
Oh.
Well.
Whoa.
Cool.
This place is skeleton powered.
Hey guys. Hey y'all. Guys.
Unfortunately, your friends are so wrapped up in their thoughts
Oh no.
that it's you and Eustace. And Eustace goes, holy shit.
Can I try something?
Certainly.
I'd like to... Can I am the law of these skeletons?
Oh.
Yes.
Are they NPCs? Are they NPCs or are they like mindless enemies?
Well, all monsters
Remember-
have life.
Okay, great.
Remember, if you do it, you do it. So if you want to try, you try it.
Yeah, I would like to try.
Okay,
So let me
when you give an NPC an
Yeah.
order based on your divine authority, roll plus charisma.
Mm-hmm.
On a 7+, they choose one, do what you say, back away cautiously, then flee, or attack you. On a 10+, you also take +1 forward toward against them. On a miss, they do as they please, and you take -1 forward against them.
Ah, great. I'm excited.
So what do you tell them?
How's the atmosphere here? Do they look like they're gonna attack me?
Yes. They just smash this gate open and are advancing on you.
I think it's pretty strict. I think I'm just gonna tell them to stop. Just like very
Okay.
confident. I have the shield of Ipathes now. I put it in front of myself and I bang my spear on the floor and I just shout, "Stop!" And I'm gonna roll charisma. Do I get a +1 against them? Because I got that spout.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you got what here is that what it appears.
Yeah.
And these guys are not embers; they are skeletons.
They're skeletons. Here we go.
Alright, that's a 7.
That's an 8.
So they can-
Because I have
An
+1.
8.
Yeah.
Yeah, still a 7 to 9. So they can
Yeah.
do what you say, back away cautiously, then flee, or they can attack you. And unfortunately, the thing they're going to do is attack you.
Yeah.
Um,
I tried.
let me these things they are skeletal, but they're not necessarily human skeletons. One, because they're like 9 feet tall, and two, because their arms and legs are strangely proportioned. They're both longer than their torsos should be proportionally. So they're kind of gangling skeletons, but as I say that they're longer proportionally than they should be, arms and legs, but the bones are thicker than a human's bones would be. And they are also covered in like matted coals and embers and stuff. Anyway, one of them like lurches forward and starts to swing one big long arm at you. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna attack it.
Alright, so you are no longer
Yeah.
you are pushing it forward against it.
Yeah.
Alright.
That's a hack and slash?
That will be a hack and slash. How are you going to hack and or slash this thing?
I think Radiant is like 3 feet tall.
Yes.
So he's gonna do like the Captain America thing where he like lobs the shield, except he's not gonna throw it, he's just gonna like slam the edge of it against one of these things' bones
Okay.
and try and like take out the leg, like the tibia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So when you attack an enemy in melee, you roll plus strength. On a 10+, you deal your damage to the enemy and avoid their attack. At your option, you may choose to do plus 1d6 damage, but expose yourself to the enemy's attack. On a 7 to 9, you deal your damage to the enemy, and the enemy makes an attack against you. So, awesome. Roll that.
I will. Here we go. Oh no! That's a 4.
This
That's
is going to be
Oh.
this is going to be the crying section of Roll Dice that we talked about.
That's radiant.
Don't forget to mark experience.
I did.
No, radiant. That's bad.
Yeah, I'm a tank. This is my thing.
Are you? You've got 9 constitution.
Here's the thing. I don't think he's ever fought anything before that wasn't like a gator at one point. He like hit a gator really hard and it ran away.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
there's monsters in the marsh.
Uh,
Part of being a paladin should probably have been protecting your people.
okay, yeah, I just didn't imagine the marsh having but if there were monsters, he would have fought him. But like, Nothing quite as
there's monsters everywhere.
yeah, nothing quite as grandiose as a big skeleton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you like swing your shield at them, but it's like weirdly fast. It's faster than you expect it to be. And one of these big, like, club-like fists just kind of slams into your chest.
Oh, great.
And you're gonna go flying.
Tasty.
Roll a d8.
I have to roll my damage. Ooh.
Yeah. Can't blame me for that.
It's /R, right?
/R, yeah.
Okay. That's a 7.
So that's
does
7
it ignore
plus
armor
1.
or?
It does not ignore armor, at least.
Okay, so that's 5 damage.
Alright, so 5 damage. And so you're gonna take 5 damage, and you just go careening across the room. Everybody else, you are shaken from your reverie as you hear like a big meaty thud, and then you hear Radiant go clatter against the ground.
Aww.
I'm already, like, as soon as I physically can be, I'm, like, fists up in front of Radiant, ready to go.
Aww.
So you're across the room is the thing.
Or I run across the room. To where
Yeah, can
Radiant
I
is.
see these like fire boys?
So this room, it's dim. It's not dim anymore because you opened the door. You can see them vaguely. Yeah, because they're across the room and it's a big room. If it was still dim, you'd be able to see their eyes glowing in the darkness.
Ford is already running that way, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna rush over to the problem is Ford and Radiant are my punch boys. Okay, I'm gonna rush over to Tsuyuku, who I know is pretty resourceful. I'm gonna like grab her and I'm gonna say, "Well, the Ford and Radiant are in trouble."
Yeah, it would seem so.
They sure are.
They sure are.
So Ford, you're running. You do see Mr. Flint, Eustace, pick up a big hammer, which in the scale of like the person that would have used it would be like the smallest hammer, but for him it's like a two-handed sledgehammer. And it doesn't look like he's excited to be holding it. But he is at least standing. He's like, folks, as you run forward. What is Teak doing? Sorry?
I think Tiku's gonna actually throw a dagger at one of the skeletons.
So here's the thing: you're all across the room. There's like a 40-foot distance between you and them.
Oh, okay. That's a little too far. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay. Then I guess she's gonna grab Zara and run towards.
Yeah, I protest. I'm like, wait, no, don't. And then, but I go on. Obviously, I cannot be. I'm taken along with.
Yeah, Adeline runs too. She's like getting her medallion off her back. Fight mode.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So 4 is going to be the one that gets there first. Also there by the time you get there is Calico, who heard the ruckus and is there to be your backup. So this is going to be the thing. Calico is a hireling. He is a warrior. And so he's got the skill Man-at-Arms, which is when you deal damage while a warrior aids you, you add their skill to the damage done. If your attack results in consequences, like a counterattack, the Man-at-Arms takes the brunt of it.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's a hireling skill, which will be available to you going forward.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
So Ford, what are you doing? As these things continue to advance, one of them is advancing on the group as a whole, and one of them is like its head is like kind of swung in this slow pendulous turn and is walking towards Eustace.
Eustace has a hammer.
Yes.
The group, however, I doubt their ability to defend themselves as a whole. Mm-hmm. So I think I'm gonna go for the one that's going for the group.
Okay. So what are you gonna do?
Well, using my great new gauntlet, which I know isn't like anything for attack, but just kind of step forward in front of it and just give it a really good like slam.
Okay.
Wherever I can reach, really, whatever's like, I guess, a sensitive part of the skeleton that might help like shatter or break it apart.
Okay.
Or that I think would.
I mean, you know what the good parts to hit on a person's skeleton are, I guess. Just like solar plexus and joints.
Yeah.
So sure, yeah. So roll. So you're just attacking it, engaging in melee.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so roll hack and slash.
Yeah, that's plus strength. That's an 11.
That's an 11.
Oh.
That's really good. I punch it real good.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And then I roll damage, right?
Yes. So you would just smash it as hard as you can into the solar plexus.
Mm-hmm.
The center of the rib cage where all the ribs meet.
Okay. Yeah.
With your fist. So yeah, you roll damage.
That's a 4. 2 of it is piercing.
Okay. So that's okay. Fantastic. Do you have any additional damage from your fighting style?
No, I hold +1 if I defend, but I didn't say I was defending.
So that's 4, 2 piercing. You also add Calico's skill to your damage, which is 3.
Oh, nice.
Calico is a very skilled warrior.
That's a 7 altogether.
It's a 7 altogether. It's pretty solid. Pretty solid. As this thing like staggers back, Eustace like swings his hammer at the other one, and super misses because he put too much oomph in it. And then he has now been smacked in the face and is like staggering back, holding a broken nose.
Oh no!
What do the rest of you do? I guess Tuku, you were the next person coming. And also, Radiant, how are you feeling on the floor, buddy?
Ouch.
Ouch.
He wants to get back up and fight, but he's gonna wait for his turn to order.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Tuku, what are you doing?
Now that I'm close enough, I'm gonna try to throw the dagger. Yes.
Okay.
No, wait, I have a whip.
You do have a whip?
That sounds like a better thing against the skeleton than a dagger, really.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna try to whip that skeleton by like, grab a bone from its leg, so it like hopefully fall over if you could just like grab a bone, with a bit. Yeah.
Okay, so you're trying to grab it.
Yeah, just like a pull out a bone.
Pull out a bone. Okay.
Yeah.
So not sure if this is just an attack, or if, since you're trying to like pull it off its feet, if that's a different thing.
I don't know.
Do you want to cause damage to it, or do you want it off its feet?
I just kind of want it off its feet, really.
Okay. So, in that case, do yourself a defy damage dexterity using your the dexterity for your whip. The danger being that if you don't get it off its feet, it's gonna keep. Which one are you attacking, by the way? Which one are you whipping? The one that's fighting Ford, or the one that just attacked Eustace?
I think the one that just attacked Eustace. I think Ford.
Oh, thank
passed
God.
this other one in the back.
All right, cool. So if you fail this, it's gonna go worse for him.
Oh no.
Oopsies. Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
So I just click Dex here. It's a 9.
Okay.
Nice.
9. Fantastic. So the way that this is going to go down then, it's a 7 and 9. On a 7 and 9 on defy danger, you achieve your goal, but there's a complication. I get to offer you a hard bargain, ugly choice, or worse outcome. And so the worst outcome, sort of, is going to be that you get it off of Eustace. Eustace is safe for the moment, but it's going to be able to hit you.
Sure.
Oh, how nice of you.
Yeah.
So it's like raising its arms up to swing again. Oh wait, no, I've got a better one. It's gonna pull the whip out of your hands.
Oh no.
you'll pull it. I mean, you'll be able to get it back if you like do a thing to get it back. But like, yeah, it's like you'll yank it away from Eustace, and then it'll yank its arms back.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you pull this thing closer towards your party, as Eustace is still holding onto his nose, which is bleeding through his fingers, and he starts to like scramble, like shamble to the side to like try to get out of its like zone, as it like yanks back, and with the handle of the whip leaves your hand, and with the slack, it's able to pull its arms open, free. So the whip is now on the ground between you and this creature.
Yeah.
Tiku and Adeline. Not Tiku. Zara and Adeline is who I meant. What are you two doing?
So, Eustace is staggered because he got hit. My good buddy Radiant is on the floor, coming to his feet. Ford looks like he's doing okay, but there's one skeleton that's kind of going on a rampage here, as I understand. Okay, I hold out my hand with the glove on it, and I hold out I twist a knob on it, and you can hear sort of like a hum coming from it, and I say, hey, "Everybody, stand back! I didn't really have time to test this one." And I reach, and as it sort of like hums up, I reach towards like one of the like towards the bottom of the back of the hand, and I flip open a little compartment, and there's a little pull string in it, and I put my finger in the pull string and I tug it, and a blast of cold energy shoots out from the palm because I am using my cryogenic emitter glove.
Hell yeah.
That's so cool.
Not a freeze ray. It is a cryogenic emitter glove.
All right. So I think the move for this is called field test.
Right. Well, more specifically, I'm using it as a ranged weapon.
Oh, so this is a different thing. Okay.
Normally this would just be a volley. However, I would like to. So I can use the move field test in order. Here, really quick. I'm going to share this. It is the cryogenic emitter glove. Has elemental icy. An ice gadget freezes things. Enemies hit by it are immobilized. You can use it to freeze water, put out fires, or create slippery floors. So I'm going to try to either put out or freeze this skeleton with this.
Okay. And so I'm seeing two different things on your character sheet. There's field test and there's gadget belt weapon.
Gadget belt weapon isn't an actual move. It's part of gadget belt. That's what I'm doing. Gadget belt weapon.
Okay, so it's not a field test. You're not using it to get you out of a tight spot. You are specifically using it as a weapon. Okay.
I do want to point out that I don't have to use this move when using my gadget as a weapon. It's an option. When you use your gadget as a weapon, you can spend one charge to roll plus int instead of strength or dex. So that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Oh no!
I got a 6.
That's not good.
No, I thought this would be a very cool, badass moment where Zara reveals. But it turns out it will be a very in-character moment where Zara is an oaf, a fool, and I will lose one charge. I will mark experience, though.
You'll mark experience, though. Okay. All right. So that was using your int, even. Jesus.
I was using my int, even. You know, you win some, you lose some. Sometimes you gotta roll them bones, and sometimes you come up short.
Sometimes you don't do anything to the bones.
Sometimes the bones just are like, Okay. So that's unfortunate. Alright, here's the thing. You blast it. Something's up with your rangefinder, though. And you end up freezing Calico Black's legs to the ground.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Buddy.
His like upper body, he goes, what? As his upper body is still free, but his lower body is pinned to the ground, as this thing rears back for another blow, on Ford.
Oh dear. Sorry.
Oh boy.
Woo.
Adeline, I want to know what you're doing, right before we go back to Ford's thing.
Well, first of all, just like she's not saying it, but like she's got the most like "I told you so" like face. Just absolutely. She is going to get her mandolin and she has been in the low tide church, so she knows at least one Stella song, and she's going to do arcane art and try to heal the small tank by playing one of his religious songs.
No, let me die.
No.
Let me die and go to
You are
Coachella.
one of the two people who can fight, and we need you alive. I clicked it. Did it roll?
Alright, so you're using your arcane art?
Yes.
Oh.
I rolled it twice, but the first one was an 11.
First one was 11. We're going to hold on to that.
Yes.
Good job, Adeline. So, when on a 10 plus, the ally gets this like the effect when you weave a performance into a basic spell, you choose an ally and an effect, 1d8 damage, plus 1d4, forward 2 damage. The mind is shaken and clear of one enchantment. Or the next time someone successfully assists the target with aid, they get plus 2 instead of plus 1.
Mm-hmm.
So when you are picking is to heal them.
Yes.
You said?
Yes. I'll roll that. Hey!
Aww.
Woof. Nice. Healed.
It's an 8.
It is an 8.
That's an 8. That's good heals.
Yeah, by the power of your god, aren't you so happy?
Radiant is thrilled. Nobody's gonna fucking let me die in this campaign. I hate this family.
Describe to me the way that this happens. How do you do this?
She just gets out her mandolin and starts playing like a hymn, the Stella hymn.
Aww, it's adorable.
Well, I don't know if it has any visual effect, because that would be maybe a little goofy. Radiant starts to glow.
No, I don't know, it's magic.
It is magic.
Yeah, it would look cool.
Hell yeah. Okay, Radiant glows a little bit.
Good.
Because magic.
Just
I secretly love
a very
goofy.
tasteful glow.
The thing that I was imagining until this point was like a music bar. Just like some notes just kind of go around him like a magic circle or whatever. Just like da-da-da. Blowing is better. Very good.
All right.
Thank you for the heals.
Cool. So Radiant, you're all good.
I am.
You look up and you see these dudes. There's one dude that just sent you flying.
Yeah.
About to swing on Calico Black, who has been frozen to the ground.
Oh. Can I defend and do a hack and slash?
You can establish your defend first, and then engage in combat.
I'll do that.
All right.
I like to do that. Refresh me on defend.
So defend is a move. Everyone should have their moves open. When you stand in defense of a person, item, or location under attack, you roll plus con. On a 10 plus, hold 3. On a 7 to 9, hold 1. As long as you stand in defense, when you or the thing you defend is attacked, you may spend hold, 1 for 1, to choose an option. Redirect an attack from the thing you defend to yourself. Halve the attack's effect or damage. Open up the attacker to an ally, giving that ally plus 1 forward against the attacker. Or to deal damage to the attacker equal to your level, which is 1.
Okay. So I'm gonna do that. Roll con.
Alright.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Boy! Radiant.
Tasty. That's a 5, everybody.
Radiant.
That is a 5.
Oh. Oh.
How good do I defend this boy?
So here's the thing, Radiant. Zara's magic is sort of a little weird, at least in this situation.
Oh my
Sometimes
God.
that cold lingers a little bit longer than it's supposed to. So you jump in front of Calico Black, and then you don't move anywhere else.
Ah, great.
Because your feet are fused to the ground, are frozen to the ground in front of Calico Black.
Don't worry, sir. not protect you?
But it did work. I'll point this out.
Yes.
It worked exceptionally well.
It worked a little too well is the problem.
If you think about it, like, I have a 200% accuracy right now. And not at the right target, but like 2 for 1 is a good trade.
So Calico Black, he's got, I mentioned earlier, he has a Nodachi, which is a 5.5 foot long sword. It's a very long katana style sword, Japanese style sword. And he like drives into the ground in front of you to block this attack that slides up the katana, the sword, and then catches him in the head.
No!
And so you're not going to take any damage from this, but Calico Black is out cold.